My name is William Michael Forbes. I'm a spiritual medium, a channel, and an intuitive life coach. And today I have with me Archangel Michael and Master Jesus, who actually woke me up at 3 a.m. in the morning. I woke up by them, and my mind was clearer than my mind has ever been. I have not felt that level of clarity ever. And they said to me, you have to remember this clarity. For there is evil in the world today, and it keeps you in fear. And so it is important you remember this level of clarity, for that is what you are teaching. Clarity of mind. Not attachment to your body, not attachment to your fears, clarity of mind. They asked me to entitle this, What Are Shortcuts for Your Soul? And they quite simply said that shortcuts for your soul is anything that you think, say, or do that moves you away from fear. Anything that you think, say, or do that moves you away from fear is a shortcut to your soul. You are a divine entity inhabiting a physical medium. You are not that body. It is a medium you use. You are not those thoughts. That's information you have. You are not those emotions. They're energy you use to create. And creation from a level of mind that is clear is far more enduring than creations from a level of fear. You want a clear mind, and anything that clears your mind will free you, and anything that fears your mind will enslave you and imprison you. There are many dark ones on this world right now, as there are many light ones on this world right now. One uses fear to entrap you into your body, into your fear, so that you cannot think. And in that place of unthinkingness, you are afraid. And in your fear, you seek to find someone that will alleviate your fear. But no, you are that which is fearless. You are that which is fearless. And so shortcuts for your soul is anything that moves you from fear to clear. When we woke this one up, he was quite surprised. He could not sleep after 3 a.m. He had to sit up and meditate with us for almost an hour and a half, experiencing the difference between his clear mind, his own soul, and the mind that this world has given him, and the mind that the world has given you is not much different than the mind that the world has given this one. And until you can make the distinction between the world mind that you have and the mind that you are as a soul, you will be stuck in their fear. You will be lured into fearfulness. That is the worst prison of any kind, to be ensnared by fear. For you cannot think, you cannot choose, you cannot reason from a place of fear. You can only think, you can only reason from a place of clear. A mind that is clear is heavenly, and we can speak and you can hear in that which is clear. But you cannot hear us in fear, so you look into this world for one that will give you the illusion of freedom from fear, but they simply give you one fear and replace it with another, and replace it with another, and replace it with another, and you find yourself going deeper into fear and further away from who you are. So these shortcuts for your soul that we have this one do are for this exclusive purpose, to move you from fear to clear, so that you are not subjugated to the laws and ideations of man, but you are liberated by the nature of who you are as a sentient and divine being, here to express your creative potential. We are here more to instruct than we are to do for you. And those that say they are here to do for you more than they are to instruct are here to enslave you. They will give you their rules and their ideas that will ensnare you further into their rules and ideas, but you do not feel more free, do you? Does your fear free you from suffering? No. All suffering in this dimensional world of the humans is fear. All suffering in this dimensional realm of humans is based in fear. And those that know how to make you fear control what you shall be and do and think. And this is not the first civilization that has done this, nor have these people done this for the first time either. This has been repeated. But the time is coming now where fear will be replaced with clear. And we are bringing that forth here and now. You must replace your fear with clear. You are not the thoughts that they have given you. You are not the ideas they have given you. You are not the things they have given you. Your sense of who you are does not come from this world. You've been pulled away from who you are by this world. And we do not say that this world is bad or wrong, or that the things of this world are bad or wrong. We do not say that at all. What we say is that anyone that uses a mechanism of fear is trying to control you, not liberate you. And so we are here to simply say to you, as we did to this one, and he experienced it, clarity. If you are in fear, you will never be clear, and in fear you will seek some relief. And most of you have been trained to seek your relief from the world and not from your own soul. And your soul is the most radiant and beautiful thing that the Creator ever created in this realm. And when you recognize the distinction between your fear and your clear, you will never listen to those that would say, fear this or fear that or fear this or fear that. You will not listen to them anymore. For you will understand they're taking your life from you. They're taking your soul from you. That is why we have this one do these shortcuts for your soul. Because anything that makes you clear and less fear brings you closer to who you are. Please understand this. Share this knowledge, for this is the message the world must have. Those who have ears to hear us and those who have eyes to see us, listen. Any being on this physical dimension that would have you be fearful seeks to ensnare your soul to their will, not your Creator's will. They take you away from your true purpose. They take you away from the real value and meaning of your life. They take you from your families. They take you from what is right for you to do for your body. They take you away from what is right to do for your neighbor. They take you away from what is right to do for your soul. Who you are, beautiful ones. So beautiful. And we know this, for we were once as you were. Please understand, if any individual in this world seeks to instill fear in you, they're seeking to ensnare you to their will. Anything that makes you more clear of mind, more able to make decisions from a place of knowing that what you are doing is right for you, is making you more clear. When you know what to eat and what to drink because you know what it does for your body. Or you may listen to someone that says, here, eat this and drink this, it tastes good, but your body suddenly gets unhealthy. That is not a shortcut to your soul. That is a shortcut to suffering. And there is much in this world that's been offered to you to contribute to your suffering, to your enslavement. And it is time that you understand the difference between your mind and the mind that they seek to control, and who you are, this beautiful radiant being that you are, that is clear, that knows love, that knows compassion, that knows kindness, that knows acceptance and appreciation from the perspective of that which liberates, empowers, and enables community and unity and peace and joy and creation. But anything that would seek to instill fear in you is ensnaring you. Please understand this. And do not confuse our strong words with anything emotional in your mind. Understand our interest is the same as yours, that you be who you are, clear of mind. Imagine, and we see this quite often, we hear you call to us. We hear you call to us. I don't like feeling this way. This is terrible. We hear those words. Please help me. We hear this all of the time. And we say to you, you are the help you're seeking. Stop listening to anything that gives you fear, even in your own mind. For your mind is not who you are. It is what the world has given you, is it not? Is it not what the world has given you? Nor mine? And so this one sat with us as we watched him struggle between what he thinks and what he is, the thoughts, the memories, the emotions, and who he is. And as he walked back and forth, he stepped from one side to the other. He went to this, and he went to that, and he went to this, and he went to that, and he began to understand that there's this thinking part that you have been made to believe you are. There's this thinking part that you've been made to believe you are. And then there is you, who does not need to think, because you know. You know in your non-thinking place, you know what is right. You know what is wrong, and all of you do. You know that fear is not right. Fear is not your natural state of being. It is a state that you have been taught and are being taught to believe that there is something to be feared in this world. There is nothing to be feared in this world but the men and women and beings of other planes and dimensions that seek to control you, to gain from you their advantage. And they can only do so from your place of fear. They cannot do that from your place of clear. When your mind is clear, your wisdom will appear. When your mind is clear, you will hear us, you will see us, you will know us. In fear, you will not. You will know the darkness. You will know the sadness. You will know the pain in the places of fear. And they want you in those places, and they will offer you liberation from it. They will say to you, oh, if you do this, if you say this, if you be this, you will be free of your fear. And yet, evidence clearly shows you that that is not true, for your fear is growing on this planet. It is not shrinking. They give you one thing, and then another, saying this will alleviate your suffering. This will alleviate your fear. And it has not, has it? There is none among you that is in fear that can deny this. But we say to you, when you release your fear, and you say, no, I will not listen to that fear. I will not do as they say. I will not be what they think will relieve me of my burden. I will be who I am. And you ask us, well, who am I? Who am I, Master? Who am I? You ask the question. And we simply say to you, you are not those thoughts. You are not those emotions. You are not those memories. And so please understand this concept of shortcuts for your soul. Anything that moves you from fear to clear, to a mind, to an awareness that is untroubled by others' conceptions, by others' beliefs, by others' ideologies. Anything that seeks to bring you to fear will ensnare you. You will lose your soul to fear. Well, you really can't lose your soul. You can get lost in fear. And when you surrender your fear, you will redeem yourself into the being that you are, the divine sentient light that you all are. So this has gone on since 3 a.m. this morning, this place with me and them and Michael and Jesus. And I got to say, when I literally bolted upright, and it was just like, if you've ever been to the most beautiful place you've ever been to in your life, whether it's a tropical beach or a favorite cabin in the mountains or walking through a forest, your favorite place, imagine being there right now and just the joy that you feel, the peace that you feel, being in the most beautiful place you can conceive of being. And that's what I woke up feeling. And what was really cool is for the first 10 or so minutes, all I felt was the clarity. There was no thought. There was no memory. There was no future consideration. There was just this place I was in. Yeah, I know. And they watched me. And then when I started thinking, when I started looking into my mind to find something to think, all of a sudden I felt all of the emotions and thoughts and stuff that made up my life, that I call the life of William. And they started laughing at me. They said, can you feel the difference? I said, yeah, this feels really confusing. This feels really messed up. And they said, yes, it is. Your mind is very messed up. You have to learn to distinguish between you and your mind. And so for the next hour and a half, I literally sat in meditation, going back and forth between the thoughts, the memories, the emotions, the concerns about the future, and this place where I'm just who I am. And they said, when as you get to that place, when you get more centered in that place of clarity, you will know the truth. It won't be something you have to try and find in the world. Yes, I understand. They want me to also say it's important you understand, very important you understand, that this world cannot give you what you already possess. No wealth, no food, no place on this earth is greater than what you are. And when you realize this, then you will offer to the world your greatness. You will honor it and cherish it and nurture it as if it were your own child. But in a place of fear, you will devour this world as you are. You will devour this world as you are in fear. But in a place of who you are, you will nurture this world. You will nurture your neighbors. You will nurture your body. You will nurture your mind as if it is the most precious of children. So know this. By their acts you will know them. By their deeds you will know them. By their words you will know them. If they seek to bring you to fear, do not go. If they seek to offer you the possibility of something greater than what you can find within your own being, do not accept this. But you must also stand up and speak from a place where you say, no, we will not accept your fear and all of the deceptions that come with your fear and all of the lies and uncertainties that come with your fears. I reject that. You must come to that place for yourself. We cannot make you go there, nor would we even try. We simply offer you the information, the understanding, the knowledge that we have, that you may decide. For you cannot choose unless you know what it is you are choosing from. And we say there are only two simple choices. You may choose to live in fear, or you may choose to live in love. Wow. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And so I am honored, as William, I'm really honored that I get to do this work with these beings, and that you get to do this work with these beings. We all have access to them. The thing that kept coming up for me as I was dancing back and forth between my mind and my emotions and my awareness, who I am as a being, as a soul, it became really clear to me the distinction between fear and love. That there is a feeling in my body when I found myself remembering things or wondering about the future, about certain things based on what I remember. I could feel this not good feeling in my body. And then when I moved back to this place of clarity, I could feel that good feeling, and I felt good in my body. It's like we all have this mechanism of knowing inside us. Every one of us, not some of us, every one of us has this mechanism of knowing what is right and what is not right. You have that mechanism of knowing inside of you. It's not outside of you. Your knowing cannot come from someone else. It comes from within you. Even what I offer you through these shortcuts, what we offer you through Supernatural Saturday, what we offer through our courses and classes is for that purpose, so that you can make the distinction. That you can make the distinction within yourself about what is true and what is false. Not by what we or any other says, but about what you know. And if one would seek to convince you that what they know is greater than what you know, they are seeking to enslave you. If one says that what they know is greater than what you know, they are seeking to enslave you. If one says, I understand certain things, and they offer you a way to understand and appreciate that, where you get to know, yes, that water is hot because I can feel it, I can experience it, I can know it. You must know. But there's not one among you that does not know. There's not one among you that does not understand what is fear and what is love. Even when someone speaks to you, or you watch your television, or you listen to your radio, or you hear that person or that politician or that being, you can know when they're giving you the hook of their fear or the open hand of their love. You know the difference. You know the difference. You must trust what you know. For if you do not trust what you will know, then you will go to those that you think you can trust. And we say to you, please ensure that you know that you can trust those ones. But any that would seek to have you live in fear does not want you to be clear about who you are. They do not want you to be free. Please understand that. Whew. So, I will. So remember that concept. I'm sure they're saying a whole bunch of different things too about. It's important I reinforce for you that shortcuts for your soul is anything that moves you from fear to love. Not safety, not security, not feeling protected, because that's fear. If you need protection, you're in fear. To move from fear to love. Shortcuts for your soul is anything that moves you from fear to love, because love is what we all are in our nature. Even those dark ones, their essential nature was constructed from love. The very source of all life is love. And so remember that, please. That anyone or anything seeks to ensnare you with their fear, to turn your ears from them, close your ears to them, close your eyes to them, do not give them your light. But those who would liberate you from your fear, listen to them. Those who would say, fear not. Those who say, fear not. But we hear many of your leaders, those who are supposed to love you and guide you, those who are supposed to be your shepherds. They're supposed to be your shepherds saying, be afraid, be scared, but we will protect you. These are not shepherds. These are darkness. This is demons seeking to ensnare you to their will, that they may benefit from your efforts and your light and your love, and deny you the love that you seek, which you do not need to seek if you understand who you are. And yet this transformation is unfolding, this awakening of your soul. And we hope that you understand the words we have said today. We know that each of you can know and distinguish that which is true from that which is false without the flourishment of words, but with the knowing of your heart. In your heart, you can feel that fear squeezes you, whereas love opens you up. So listen to those who speak to you. Does your heart open or does your heart close? Do you feel protected? Do you feel more fearful? If one brings you to fear, they're not bringing you to love. If one can bring you out of fear to love, they are a shepherd. A shepherd is one who can bring you out from fear and back to your love, to your relationship, to that which beats your hearts, to the Creator that is in all things, in all spaces, all places, all times. Restore yourself. Break your chains of attachment to fear. Break your attachment to those who would have you live or think or breathe or eat in fear. Break your attachment from them. For when you are not offering them your light, they will have to live and deal with their own darkness. And their own darkness is a horrible place that they must face, but which their manipulations and controls afford them the denial of this. As long as you choose to stay in their fear with them, they will never take responsibility for their own. And their appetite will be insatiable. They will never have enough. Fear will never have enough. Please understand this. Your fear will never let you have enough of anything. Only through love will you know you always have everything of everything. We see over these last thousands of years how this planet has diminished by fear. For nothing would diminish by love. Nothing diminishes by love, only by fear. And it is within you to know the distinction between these. And we will reiterate this so that you understand. So that you understand that you know when you are hearing the words of love or you are hearing the words of fear. If what they offer you liberates you, it is from love. If what they offer you brings you deeper into fear, then they are enslaving you. And there is great enslavement on this planet today. And so shortcuts for your soul, we gave to this one to do. And here you are with us, whether you know it or not. And the closer you come to who you are, and the further you draw yourself away from fear, the greater you will know the answer to that question that you all seek. Who am I, and what is my purpose here? For love's purpose is vastly different than fear's purpose. Love's purpose fulfills all things, whereas fear diminishes all things. Your great forests, your once great herds of animals are diminished because of fear, not love. You have beings that lived on this planet. You call them Native American beings, Indians, some of you call them, that have lived successfully in harmony with this world for up to 32,000 of your years, where the great herds roamed freely. None was ever hungry nor lost too much. But now you see those great herds are gone. Your oceans becoming depleted of life. And this is not because of love. This is because of fear. Not because of the machinations of man, but because of the machinations of fear. For your love can be equally as creative scientifically. Your love can be equally as creative scientifically and help this world be fruitful and multiply all life. But fear will not do this. Fear will say, I shall take more and you shall have less. That is fear. That is not love. We shall take more and you shall have less. That is not love. And your shepherds, who claim to be your shepherds, are not teaching you love. They're teaching you fear. They're teaching you discrimination. They're teaching you hatred. They're teaching you terror. They're teaching you to harm your children and your neighbors. This is what they are doing to you. You must awaken to this. Those that would seek to keep you in fear do not hold your life very dear at all. But love increases, fear diminishes, and by their fruits you shall know them, by their effects you shall know the difference between that which is fear and that which is love. Use your ears to hear, use your eyes to see. Do not simply listen to the flourishing words of politicians, of leaders who claim that they will do for you what you yourself can do for you. They do not lead by example, and that is not love. Well, okay, let's go into some questions. I will. Okay, good morning, everybody. If you like this video, please give this video a thumbs up. It helps the algorithms. This information that they're giving us has to get to everybody. Give the video a thumbs up. Do it right now. It's a little button there. You just click it. Thumbs up. All of you. There's 35 people here right now. Share this video with other people. Share it out there. This information is vital to your survival. And by that, I don't mean your physical survival. I mean you as a soul, to know that you get to live and are an expression of love, and that you can watch your expression of love manifest in this world. You can watch your love manifest in this world. One of the things I learned about last night when they walked me through that hour and a half of meditation is I'm not perfect. I've got a mind like everyone else does, that has memories and emotions and thoughts that have fear in it. Now I have the distinction between knowing that which is fearful and that which is love. Learning to act from love, learning to act from love only, not learning to act from fear. But yeah, the thumbs up is usually to the bottom left of the screen. Okay, here we go. Questions. Question from Diane. Can you tell me more about the being on my property, the one that's very curious? Yeah. You're asking us to tell you that which you are already prepared to know. Again, if you are caught up in the world and seeking the phenomena of this one with your eyes and your ears, is very different than closing your eyes and closing your ears and asking this one to be present with you. You know this, you can do this. You can sit in that yard on the ground and close your eyes. Close your eyes, close your ears, and ask this one that is so curious, wanting to know you, but you must be wanting to know it. Relationships are a two-way street, not a one-way street. So with this one, sit simply, sit simply. I want to know you. And be open with love. Do not be afraid. You understand that the vibration of fear only allows you to connect with certain entities, certain conditions of thought, certain experiences in your world. Fear allows you only to experience life in a certain way, whereas love allows you to experience life in a different way. So be in that state of love, in that place where you are curious about them as you know they are about you, and then you will know him. Then you will know him. For it is not for us to reveal that which you are seeking to reveal to yourself. Thank you. Great question. Hi, Victorious. Hi, Angela. Yeah, I love that. Wow. Oh, you're very welcome. You're very welcome, Nicole. Question from JC. I have till end of September to get it from my employer. Not getting it. I'm keeping thoughts of relief and gratitude even though I may be out of a job. Okay. William has gotten political. I've been guided to be political. And I didn't want to be political, but I've been guided to be political. I'm going to say this there are websites that you can go to. If you're Canadian, there are websites you can go to. If you're American, there are websites that you can go to, okay? If you're a Canadian listener right now, websites you can go to if you're afraid of losing your job, if you're afraid of anything like that. First of all, you got to know your rights. It is illegal to use any form under the Canadian Constitution, under the Ontario Human Rights Code, under the World Human Rights Code, under the Helsinki Accord, under the Nuremberg Code. It is illegal to use coercion in getting someone to get a vaccine. Go to these sites: vaccinechoicecanada.com, policeonguardforthee.ca, policeonguardforthee.ca. On that website particularly, retired and active duty police officers in Canada have gathered together all of the legal codes and laws that protect every Canadian citizen, man, woman, and child, protected under the laws of this great country. Police on Guard for Thee, and you can download a letter template there that you can submit to your employer. Understand that people that violate these laws are subjected to penalties from $100 up to $1 million in penalties, anywhere from $100,000 to $100 million in penalties for using any form of coercion, any form of manipulation for you to get jabbed. It is illegal in this country. It is a crime. And what governments have done is they have forced employers to become their henchmen. And if you're an employer listening to this, you do not have to comply with the government. You can sue the government, for the government is in violation of the very laws it is supposed to uphold in this country and many others. But most of you do not know the law. Most people in Canada and the United States, around the world, do not understand their laws. And as a result of your ignorance of those laws, you're terrified. You don't know what to do. So you're listening to somebody who says they'll tell you what to do. Know the law, please. Because we've gone through, my wife's going through that right now. Understanding the law, very, very important. Understand your rights. And you can join yourself, a federal employee lawsuit. There's currently a federal employee lawsuit. You can get hooked up if you're in Canada. A federal employee lawsuit at protonmail.com. Leave your name, your phone number, and your email. I'm going to repeat that again for those of you in Canada who wish to push back against your employer, and you must push back against evil. If you don't push back against evil, you surrender to it. So the email for getting in touch with the federal employee lawsuit is federalemployeelawsuit at protonmail.com. Please write that down right now because this video could get taken down. So write that down and share this information with others. The website again is The two websites you can go to get resources are vaccinechoicecanada.com, policeonguardforthee.ca. That's in Canada. In the United States and other countries, there are corresponding organizations around the world. So yeah, you don't have to worry about that. There's nothing to fear. The reason our great forefathers of this country called Canada created these laws was to protect us from this event. They had the foresight to know that in history, leaders in governments have gotten to a place where they've sought to assume authority and control over their people in this way. And it's not just the government, it's who's behind the government. We're not going to get into that right now. But I want you to be very clear. These are your rights. Please know your rights. Know your rights. That's what most people are afraid of. They don't know their rights. So they run to government. They run to who they think is going to help them. And that's a natural thing to do when you're afraid or uncertain. Find somebody who might help you. But virtually every politician in Canada, the United States, and around the globe are saying, we will help you. But what have they done? What have they done to us? Given you masks, given you mandates, lied to you, deceived you, told you they were going to give you a vaccine that worked that does not work. You've been lied to. And I know this private video may or may not get taken down. We'll find out later. But that's the information you want to get. And again, if you don't get this information written down, you can contact me at williammichaelforbes59@gmail.com, and I'll make certain you get the information. Question from Fee. Hang on. Yes, you can also go, I'm also told the other site you can go to is the Liberty Coalition of Canada. You can also apply for a religious, if you're Christian or Catholic or Hindu or whatever your religion is, you can get a religious exemption under the laws of this country. Remember that. Your religion is also there to protect you. It's a layer of protection. Our spiritual faith should protect us, not enslave us. And when your spiritual faith tells you must submit to anything that's fearful, it is not a faith based in the truth. Love is the truth. Fear is the lie. Or as they said earlier, you have a choice between fear or clear. Choose clear. Okay. Question from Fee. Will I get my son Logan? The number they're giving me is the first word is yes, and the time frame they're saying is 2 years. This is wholly dependent upon you. This is not dependent upon them. You must understand, when you are in alignment with who you are unstoppable in your truth. For you will know what to say, and you will know what to do. Many of you don't realize this, that when you are in alignment with who you will always know what is right for you. You will always know what is wrong for you. You will always know what is to be said and done when you are in alignment with who you are, not who you think. And I'll tell you, last night, when they walked me through that hour and a half of going between my mind and my being, you get to understand there's a difference between who you've been taught to think you are and who you really, really, really are. There's a difference between who you really, really are and who you've been taught to believe you are. You know, you're not that body. It's not who you are. And when you begin to experience that level of clarity, it allows you to make decisions from a much higher place than the mind you have. And you are a soul. You are a sentient soul. Question from El Souza. When you feel or recognize fear in others, what is the best way for people to deal with that? What can we share with others who are not awakened that can help them? First of all, let them know that the truth. Tell them the truth. The truth will set them free. Would they not rather be fearless? Would they like to be free of their fear? Ask them questions. You know, one of the things they've taught me to do is to not try and tell people so much what I think they should or shouldn't do, but talk about what is true from my experience, or ask them questions. What happens if you take your attention off this thought and put it onto that thought? What if you don't think about this idea and you think about this idea? What's the difference? Teach them to know the difference in what they feel. Because remember, remind them of the truth. They're being taught to live in fear. They're being taught, remind them that. Just tell them, you've been taught to live in fear. Tell them the truth. You've been taught to live in fear. Wouldn't it be nicer to live in love? Because love does not get sick. Love has no disease. You know, a lot of the people, love has no disease. Love has no disease. Fear has disease. Very important, remember that. But tell them the truth. If they're living in fear, they're living in a lie. Because love would never lie, and love has no fear. Or what they say, they said to us a couple weeks ago, they said, if you cannot know love if you are living in fear, you cannot know fear if you're living in love. Right? And your way of dealing with fear when you're in love is very different than when you're in fear, trying to deal with fear. So do not try to approach them from a place of fear. Approach them from a place of love and compassion. I'm sorry your politicians and your employers are causing you to be afraid, but do not be afraid. There are laws that will protect you. Tell them the truth. There are laws that will protect you from having to do something you don't want to do. There are laws. There are laws in all countries. And most people do not think about law. They don't even care to understand it because they're terrified. They don't understand it. Law can be very complex. But go to Police on Guard for Thee and download that letter template you can give to your employer. It's a clear understanding of the laws and statutes that will protect you. And arm the people with information. Tell them, you don't have to do this because there are laws that protect you. Find out the laws in your country or your state. In Canada, it's our provinces, our country as a whole. And we got municipal, provincial, and federal laws. And all of them have statutes in them that protect your rights to be harmed in any way, shape, or form. And your children, and your children's children. Our forefathers. I'm so grateful to be in this country. So yeah, don't approach them from fear. Educate them, share them, find out what they're afraid of, and show them how they can relieve their fear of it. For most people today, it's knowing the law. When you understand the law, just the way the third dimensional world works, when you understand third dimensional law, you'll see that the people that created it understood the concept of love and respect and dignity for all humans. If you look at the American Bill of Human Rights, it's an amazing document. The Bill of Rights in the United States is probably one of the most sentiently, divinely inspired documents in all of human creation over the last 7,000 years. So if you can get a chance to get a copy of the Bill of Rights, read that over. That's how humanity should be living right now. Question from ZB. I have Native American in my blood, and I feel I had a past life in Native. I'm getting a yes already. I feel strong calling at this time to lead others towards light and love. Any messages for my next move? First of all, yes, you are very strong Native connection, and a lot of Native souls have come back into different colored bodies to activate and heal their people and this schism that's going on in humanity. And you're one of those beings. In terms of what your next move is, again, we've said very clearly to you that you must understand there's a distinction between fear and love, and you must establish that distinction in yourself first. Are you in that alignment with love, or are you in that alignment with fear? For love does not fear. Therefore, love cannot be intimidated. Love cannot be afraid. So align yourself to love, and then go amongst those who are doing likewise and say, no, this is not. We will not accept your fear. We will not accept this loveless state that you wish us to live in. You may keep this, O darkness. You may keep this. You may keep your fear, for we will not live there with you. So, me personally, they've guided me to multiple organizations in the last few weeks to get involved in letting the so-called leaders of this world know the truth, that they are not leaders if they are teaching us to live from fear, if they're being deceptive and dishonest, if they are hoarding and getting what they want for themselves and denying you. That is not love, that is fear. And you can hear any man, any politician, any woman, any being that speaks from love, you will feel it. You know, if they're speaking from fear, you'll feel it, you'll know it. And don't make no mistake, those that are in fear when love is in front of them will be terrified by that love. Love transcends and transforms fear. Those in fear cannot stick around those who are in love for very long, or they must change to love. Right? And encourage your friends and your neighbors to get involved, to stand up and speak out, to speak the truth, but only operate from love. Do not operate from fear. Right? Do not operate from anger. Do not operate from aggression. Do not operate from that realm. Fear has no need to be aggressive, for the truth is far scarier a weapon than any weapon held by men. The truth is far greater than any weapon that is held by men. Remember that. Cool. I like that. A question from Vertical Connection. Nernia joyfully asks for the name of her spiritual guide. I don't know why I'm getting all this laughter all of a sudden. Yes. Mm. It's funny. It's a flower. It's like a cabbagey flower. It's like this weird the image that I'm getting in relation when I asked that question. What is this one's name? They were reluctant to give it to me at first, but then they started showing me this flower, almost like a cabbage. Again, the name isn't cabbage, but again, I'm trying to. There are times where I will hear words or phrases or see things that I have never seen through this eyes before, so I can't quite articulate the meaning. But that's how my brain interprets the way that their name is like a cabbagey thing. Again, that's. Yeah, I know. They're telling me that I have to take lessons in their language to understand them. It's like learning ABC sometimes when you encounter some of these different levels of consciousness. It's like learning your ABCs. You see it, you know there's something there. You don't have the conceptual awareness to recognize what it is. Like little children, the first time they see the letter A or the letter B or the letter C, and they're trying to figure it out. And you watch them go through it. But it's kind of like that sometimes. But that's the image they give me. It's like a cabbagey kind of flower. Yeah, but it's but that's, yeah. They're saying if you consider the word flower, you will feel the essence of that. That would be satisfactory. Your word flower would be satisfactory. Mm-hmm. Thank you. So flower. And so they do that. They look in my mind and they try to find the place where I'm familiar with, and they bridge it. So that's really cool. And everybody is a medium. Everybody on this planet has a direct connection to Source. Everyone has a direct connection to their guides, their angels, multidimensional beings. Not through the physical senses, but through your awareness. Through your awareness, not through the physical sense. So we get a lot of people saying, well, why, if you're a psychic, why can't you see them? Why can't they appear right in front of me? Because they're non-physical beings, like your thoughts. Your thoughts are non-physical thoughts. So you don't see them with your physical eyes, you see them with your inner eye, your awareness. It's like people standing beside you can't see you thinking about your grandmother's birthday or your Uncle George's funeral or whoever. They don't see you thinking those thoughts because their thoughts are invisible. Well, these multidimensional beings are not visible to our visual centers. They're not visible to our auditory centers. They're not visible for some people. We know some people that actually physically see them. I've had them actually appear as energy in front of me. But for the most part, it's through your awareness. It's through your awareness that you can begin to perceive these beings. Right? We teach that in great depth in our mediumship program. Here we go here. Question from Patricia. Is the feeling that your skull is about to crack open an ascension symptom? Because that's how I feel most of the time. Wow, great question. Again, the words detoxification, there's something in your body that's not good for it, that's harming it. Yeah. Yes. Yes. You might want to try a very hot shower. Patricia, try the hottest shower you can tolerate for about 15 minutes. And watch what happens to the headache. Hottest shower you can for about 15 minutes. Question from Nicole. This morning, I felt like the whole collective was with me. Who? And any message for me? Thank you, William. They're saying we are always with you. You just recognize it when you recognize it. You must understand that wherever you shift your attention, you will see what is there. You will know what is there. So we are always with you. Sometimes you're distracted by other things, and that is normal for all of you, just as it is for us. We are not always attending to one another any more than you are attending to one another. You have your focus, you have your purpose, you have your creations that you're doing as we are. Yes. If you're asking us to tell you what the specifics are, who is specifically with you, there were many with you this morning. You can hear us individually, but that does not seem to serve you, as you seem to like to integrate large blocks of information very quickly. If you want to be more precise, please be more precise in who you wish to communicate with. A lot of you allow communication to happen randomly, but we highly encourage you to be very specific about whom it is you wish to communicate with. Would you stand in a crowded room and say, hey, you? Everybody would respond at the same time. No, but if you were in the room and you say, hey, John, or hey, Joseph, or hey, Mary, they would respond to you, and then you could have a conversation with them. So please call us by name to whom you wish to address. Call us by name. Question from St. John Penuel Chidester III. Great name. I love that. Very powerful vibration of that name. As those on the other side follow my tribe and our quest, how do they feel I'm doing so far? Their response is, it isn't what is important how we feel that you are doing. The greater question is, how is it you feel in what you are doing? For you know clearly what is true and what is false, what you shall speak that is true, what you shall speak that is false, and what is your intentions in all things. You know that which is good and that which is not good. And you must decide this. It is not for us to assess your goodness. It is for you to assess that. And for you to align yourself to that higher aspect of your expression, you will know exactly that you are doing what it is that is desirable and right for you to be doing. We do not wish to cloud your judgment when you can clear it yourself. You are quite capable of this. Thank you so much. Great question. Yes. Our question from Magnet: are the ascended ones a physical manifestation of that which cannot be seen? Yes, there is that realm. We had a discussion about this a while ago, where what we see as physical matter here is one dimension of consciousness that we can perceive with our physical senses, and we can measure it with instruments and devices. But there is another layer of relatively physical, but not the same. It's a different vibrational frequency that they function on, that's not in the same nature of time and space that our physical dimension consists of in terms of time and space and frequency. And the operant word there is frequency. If you understand the difference in frequency, then you would recognize that there are frequencies of consciousness that are equal to all, but different in their frequency. What they told me is about the radio set. If you take a radio set, let's say that this human world we're in right now is station 110, 102.5. That is what the human frequency is, 102.5. They exist on 102.6 or 102.7 or 103.9. There are different frequencies of consciousness that when you learn to shift your perceptual awareness from being localized to the body, you can begin to perceive these other realms of vibration and frequency with your awareness, not with your senses. But they're also saying that you can train your senses, as some of you have, you can train your senses to perceive these other realms, as many of your healers do when they work with energy. They can feel the energy of a different frequency and can use their physical being to alter and change that energy. So understand that yes, there is a dimensional realm that is physical like yours, but it is a very different frequency and a very different consistency of terms of time and matter. It's different. The frequency is different, and there's no way to compare the two because they are different. You're asking us to bridge what you know into what we know, and they're two very different things. But you can know if you understand how to move your awareness from what this dimension is to these other frequencies. Again, we communicate to all of you. Not all of you can hear because you have not learned to distinguish between this frequency called matter and this frequency called thought and this frequency called awareness. They are different frequencies of your being, and you can move freely from your body to your thoughts, to your awareness. All of you have learned to do this, from your body to your thoughts, to your awareness. You have all learned to do this, but you've not learned to go further because you are unfamiliar. And many of you get afraid when you start to go past what you're familiar with, because your body does not like what it is unfamiliar with. You will understand that too. But yes, there are. Thank you so much for that question. We've got time for one more question, guys. Patricia, listen. As long you think you can't, as long as you think you can't seem to quit smoking, you are believing. I'm going to say this from personal experience. I smoked for 30 years. Okay, so I know that you can quit smoking, but you need to find what your smoking is hiding. What is it you're not doing? And I think I know what that is. And you have to do that. And when you totally commit to doing that song, that sound, that singing, when you replace your smoking with your singing, you will be free. Every time you get an urge for a cigarette, sing. Sing your most beautiful songs. Go onto the street and sing to others. Because all habits are a mask hiding our natural talents and gifts underneath them. All addictions are masks for hiding our natural talents underneath them, our natural character. So please go out and sing. That wasn't the last question. That was just a comment they told me to make on Patricia's. Last question from Grace. Can I get a message from my spirit guides, please? Thank you. It's funny. You cannot hear them in desperation, because desperation is fear. You cannot hear us in desperation because it is fear, and fear covers your ears and even your eyes. So listen to us from love. Do not seek us from fear. We cannot reach you in fear. You must open to love. When you open to love, then you will see, and then you will hear us. We are all around you. But you must understand, this vibration called fear will only allow you to hear that which is fear. This vibration, which is love, has a far greater range of what you can hear than what fear will allow you to. Fear will keep you in your body. Fear will keep you believing you are limited. Fear will keep you listening to those who would deceive you, whereas love would not do such. I want to thank Master Jesus, Archangel Michael, and the other beings that have come in today to join us. And I want to thank all of you for coming out today. Please share this video with others. Give the video a thumbs up. I don't even have a single thumbs up on this video. And there's 33 of you here. Take a look. Just below where the video is showing, there should be a thumbs up button. Give the video a thumbs up. Not in the comments panel, on the other screen. Thumbs up. Thumbs up. This video needs thumbs up to get out there. And if you can't give it a thumbs up, then what we want you to do is we want you to share this video with others. This is probably one of the most important messages that I have been asked to deliver in all this time.
It's 26.
Oh, 26? Okay. Well, it's not showing up here. Maybe if I just refresh the page, it won't show up. So I'm told there's 26, and thank you. And for those of you tomorrow, I look forward to my students working with you guys this afternoon at 4 o'clock in our meditation, third meditation of the Mediumship 101 program. For those of you that want to learn more about connecting to your guides, to your angels, to how to get out of living from fear into being what you are, which is you are a being of love, go to my website, williammichaelforbes.com, and sign up for our Mediumship 102 program, which begins September the 18th of this month. And come and be free. This world is enslaving so many people to it. And we are here to nurture the world, not be controlled by it. So go to my website, williammichaelforbes.com. If you want to support this channel and the work that we do, you can become a member of my Patreon page, patreon.com/William Michael Forbes. And again, I'll see you tomorrow. Those of you that come to Supernatural Saturday, which is the meditation program of this weekly show. We do shortcuts for your soul on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And on Saturday, every Saturday at 11:30 a.m., we do what's called Supernatural Saturday, which is a guided meditation to help bring you into a different level of awareness and consciousness so that you can start to become familiar with who you really are, not who you've been taught to believe. Meditation is about getting you back to who you are and away from who you are not, so that you can begin to use the instrument, the mind, the body, from who you are, not from how it's been trained or pre-programmed. So I hope I see some of you tomorrow at 11:30 a.m. on Supernatural Saturday. It will be a shorter edition of Supernatural Saturday because I've got some events to attend to in downtown Toronto and Nathan Phillips Square. You might want to join us down there at Nathan Phillips Square between 12 and on for a gathering of like-minded souls seeking to liberate humanity back into a healthy, loving expression of itself. I want to say much love to all of you. Thank you. Your support means a lot. Thank you for your questions, your focus, your concern. We'll see you tomorrow on Supernatural Saturday. And again, I thank these beings for being present with us, and thank you for your questions. Much love, everybody. Bye for now.